I just fired our entire sales team, and ever since we're actually booking more meetings. Sounds pretty crazy, right? But in this video I'm going to show you the exact system that replaced our 2 sales reps. I'll also show you some results we've had since implementing this system and some basic steps that you can take towards getting a system like this in your own business. So I recently had a conversation with my business partner Thomas, and I was asking him how things were going on the lead gen and the sales front, as that's mainly his area of expertise in the company. A lot of you may actually know him from LinkedIn, which is of course his playground, and on this call I discovered something pretty brutal. The sheer amount of time and energy spent on LinkedIn trying to book more meetings was absolutely insane. Our reps just simply couldn't get replies, message me in a couple of months, email me some details, oh, I'll have to check with my team, the classic rejections that every business owner or salesperson is familiar with. And it was a nightmare because pretty much 100% of our sales reps' time was spent in LinkedIn DMs, and we didn't have that many meetings to show for it. And of course, as I own an AI automation agency, I'm always looking for different areas of the business that we can try to automate and delegate tasks to AI to keep everything streamlined. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to cook up a system or an automation to try to help out our sales reps, but I was able to find a system to entirely replace them. So as anybody else would, I fired them. Now, allow me to quickly roll a clip of a conversation that I had with our ex-salesman, Max, to really get his perspective on how inefficient the system was. Because for you to actually understand how I was able to replace Max and our other sales rep, you need to understand what wasn't working.
We've been consuming a lot of time actually just like manually trying to put lists of prospects and just like searching them one by one. At the same time, it was just taking a lot of time to see if the prospect was responsive or no, which would lead for them going to a competitor basically. Right. Even if the lead is a positive one, then there is a lot of time to writing proposals manually, which I think lead to a lot of lead ghosting and wasted hours, which is not the case anymore.
Not good, right? Anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to have a very quick scan of the system that Max was using and our other rep that wasn't working, and then we'll jump on to the AI system and we'll dive into it and how it works. For anyone wondering, Max is still with us. He's still working on some content and some other things like that, so don't come at me. Okay, so I've pretty much listed out our entire step-by-step sales process, oversimplified, and 1 through to 4 was literally taking up about 90% of the time of our entire sales process. This was eating into hours and hours of our reps' time, okay, and this was the main priority of what to automate. Diving into our previous system, the main way that our agency would actually generate traffic, get people to click onto the website and get people to book in is with LinkedIn giveaway posts, okay, and if you don't know what these are, I don't even know what to say because these were incredible. They don't really work as good anymore, but we still do them because they still get a lot of impressions. But essentially how it works is you make a LinkedIn post, okay, so I'm giving away 65 AI agents built specifically for B2B companies, and they would go so viral. They would absolutely explode. As you can see here, 4,000 comments of potential leads, potential business owners that may be interested in our agency services. 2 quick notes: if you want to learn how to make posts like this, you can watch that video. It's on my channel. Also, if you do want those 65 agents I mentioned in that post, they're in our resource hub. You can access that down in the description. But anyway, let's continue. So the key here is that in the post we say comment something and I'll send access. So what does that mean? It means that we are invited to potential prospects DMs. Anyway, so from these 4,000 comments, what we would essentially do is review every LinkedIn comment manually. We would check profiles to see if they fit our ICP or lead criteria. We would then have a list of good leads, and we would then launch sort of like a targeted outreach approach via LinkedIn DMs. So it would look something like this. We would essentially analyze their company and send over some lead magnet ideas. Now, this is extremely niche to our business, lead magnet ideas, because we build AI lead magnets. So thinking of a certain tool or piece of free value that we can give to their website traffic is usually a bit of a pain point. So we try to do that for them, and then obviously send them the value from the post as well, because that's exactly what they commented for. And then this is all put together into one single DM. Sort of match together all of the DM templates that we have used for this, so you can pause and have a quick read through. Now, it doesn't look like a lot, but you have to understand this is extremely personalized. We would have to go and find lead magnet ideas and sift through their whole company and get a perplexity or a relevance agent to scrape their company and help us think of ideas. So it doesn't look like a lot, but it took a lot of time. So we're sending very personalized messages to the highest quality leads who've commented on our post. Now, that was arguably the most time expensive aspect of our entire sales process. Anyway, once we send that first DM, we basically gauge their reply and try to qualify them with additional questions. You can see some of these examples. I'm not going to bore you with all the questions, but we would basically try to find, okay, how can a lead magnet help? That's our system that we sell. How can one of these systems help so we can build a demo? Which brings me on to the third little box. So if the lead's responding well and we're able to uncover enough information, what we would actually do is go and build a very quick demo. Now, this wouldn't take an enormous amount of time, but it's still like half an hour, 45 minutes to get a good demo. And we would essentially use this as a lever to try to get them onto a call. We would say, hi there, we have built you a custom demo. Here's a quick screenshot of it. Let me know if you want want to come and jump on a call, and we can show you. Now think about it, this post got nearly 200,000 impressions and well over 4,000 comments. That's a lot of leads. So this took a lot of time for all of those high quality ones that we actually wanted to reach out to. Now it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you remember people take ages to reply, and people have objections, and sometimes people are rude, they're quite apprehensive towards giving you details about how you could potentially help them. It took absolutely ages. It was very inefficient. There's a few of the DM scripts that we would send, so you can pause and have a read through if you would like, but I want to crack on. Then these green boxes just show, the last steps, getting them on the call, pitching to them, handling objections, the last sort of 3 boxes that were semi-automated. I'll go into that more detail in the AI system, but I want to get there. Anyway, lots of time in the DMs, manual follow-ups, and we were wasting hours on terrible leads who would ghost us. Okay, so we are now onto the AI system, okay? The magical AI system that replaced the previous one. And as we can see, there are 3 sections: convert, enrich, and close, okay? So let's dive in. So we're still invited into their DMs from the LinkedIn giveaway posts, okay? Nothing's changed on that front. And as we go to reply to the comments, everybody gets the same DM. It doesn't change for anybody. Not one person gets a different DM. It is static. Nothing changes. It's not personalized at all. I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? How does a static, non-personalized DM beat a highly personalized DM? Well, let me show you. So the magical static DM says, "Hey name, thanks for commenting on my post. Here's the resource I mentioned." Boom. By the way, if generating more qualified leads for your business would be useful, we built a quick AI tool that analyzes your website and creates custom lead magnet ideas designed to attract your ideal clients. You can try it here. It's free, instant, and we'll even build one of the concepts as a demo if you'd like to see it live. And this link is just our website. The lead magnet's on our website. If you want to go check it out, you can fire away, use it, or we'll just send like the web link to the actual form, but I'll show you what that looks like now. So this is what the form looks like. Get 5 custom AI lead magnet ideas instantly. This creates curiosity. What's an AI lead magnet? Of course I want to generate more leads on autopilot. Let's crack on and figure out what this form can do for me. So you basically enter a few quick details and our AI will generate 5 custom high converting lead magnet ideas for your business completely for free. So it never changes. It filters itself and only potential leads click on it. Only people who have companies and only people who want to generate more leads will actually click on the link and use the lead magnet. So here's the key difference. Before, we would manually have to go and create a huge list of leads, okay? And then we would have to go and research those leads to think of some lead magnet ideas manually and consult with ChatGPT and Perplexity. Or now this tool is just offering lead magnet ideas completely for free and instantly with no manual effort, and are probably going to be much better than ones that me and my sales reps have went and generated because it's AI. It's a lot smarter than us. So it like self-qualifies. If they are interested, they'll try it, and if not, then that's fine. We wouldn't have to waste time on building a demo for them, waste loads of hours. Funny enough, we actually had someone fill in the form and generate a new lead. We can see this here. I sent them that script and then they filled in the form at 11:02, and I was preparing this Miro chart. We got a notification on Slack. That was at 11:09, so it just works on autopilot. Anyway, they fill in this form and then they receive 5 custom lead magnet ideas, okay? But that's not all. And then the email body says, ready to see your top lead magnet built and running in 24 hours. Pretty irresistible offer, right? Book my 24-hour demo. Now, because AI is much better at generating lead magnet ideas for our leads, then people are much more likely and have clicked book my 24-hour demo a lot more than whenever we were doing it, because AI is just so much smarter than us. It can think of better ideas. It knows everything about every industry. It doesn't need to go and research much at all. And this has happened in 5 minutes just from sending one DM, right? If you're a bit lost, have a wee read here, but I'm going to move on. Of course, not everybody's going to book in here, so we have a fallback mechanism. Let me show you that as well. So, lead research. All of the details taken from this form, okay? So, what's your target audience? Then we've got a personal details page. Is essentially enriched. We send it to a research agent that finds out as much information about the lead as possible and then puts it into a PDF and emails it to us, so we know everything about the lead. We really can say confidently if it's a good or if it's a bad lead. It'll score it out of 10. Which brings me on to the lead scoring. Each lead is scored against our ICP using the enriched data and the form responses. So we know who the lead is, pretty much everything about them, size of their company, maybe even revenue figures sometimes if they're a big enough lead, and a score from 1 to 10. So this makes it super easy for us to do 2 things. Actually build the demo, as we don't have to keep asking them questions. The lead magnet got that, and then the lead research agent got that. And we know exactly who to pursue. Anybody can use this tool, but the lead research tells us exactly who the good leads are. So even if they don't click in and book a call here, we can go and manually build them. We're manually building the demo either way. But if it's a really good lead, we may just go and build the demo right away, even if they haven't booked a call, right? And use that as a lever. The point is, we didn't spend weeks following them up. We just found all this out automatically. Once these 2 steps are done and everything's added into a little sort of like mini CRM. And this stage is where the system completely replaces what used to be constant manual follow-ups. Instead of us chasing them on LinkedIn, AI just follows them up, sends them emails automatically, and they're all personalized. Key takeaway here is we're sending about 5 emails after they submit the lead magnet if they don't book in. And then if they do book in within those calls, then that's completely fine. The job is done. If they don't book in, then we can manually follow them up after. And like it says here, but by that point, we've already filtered the best prospects and we have everything we need to convert them fast, okay? Enormous amounts of time saved. Now, even if this just saved loads of time and booked like 1 or 2 less meetings, I would be okay with that because the time savings are better than how many meetings it's booking because we were just wasting so many times in DMs on this process, okay? It was an absolute nightmare. I hope you understood that. If not, I'll give you a very quick summary. Basically, we're providing them free value to self-qualify themselves. They submit that information. We use that information to enrich them and find out if they're a good lead, if they're worth pursuing, and if they don't automatically book in from the free value from our, optimized copy, then we'll basically send them personalized follow-up emails, which, took a long time on LinkedIn. And then if they don't book in, we'll just manually follow them up, okay? So that's a very quick summary. Anyway, let's go and test the system out. I'll show you everything. So we do actually have the lead magnet embedded on our website, so you guys can come and check it out yourself. So here it is. Get 5 custom AI lead magnet ideas instantly. Generate proven high converting lead magnet ideas with our AI workflows. No ads, no guesswork, no cost. Start. So I'm going to quickly fill these out. I don't want to ruin your ears from me bashing my keyboard, but I'll show you them at the end what I'm putting in. So I've just filled this out on behalf of Efficax or AI. You can see, you can have a quick look there because this is going to basically tailor the output. Go next and I'll enter in my personal details. Okay, information is filled in except phone number. That doesn't matter. So I'm going to hit submit here. Make sure my email's spelled right. Yep, submit. So got a nice little call to action here as well. Schedule a quick call, but we're just trying to use as much digital real estate as we have as possible. So we have received our lead magnet ideas, and as we can see here, we have a introduction message. And this is basically just saying, hi there, we've analyzed your business at Efficax AI. Obviously, this would change depending on what your company name is. Before I jump into that, I'll show you the PDF. This is basically the lead magnet ideas. Now, remember, before we would have to go and research the company to find that, but we just have agents do it now, okay? And they put it into a PDF, and this looks a lot better than a LinkedIn DM, in my opinion anyway. Compliant safe personalization checker, AI lead magnet ROI simulator. Like, remember, these are lead magnets for Efficax AI, my agency, so these actually make sense. Enterprise conversion leak auditor, or like an ICP fit and lead quality scorecard, AI lead magnet ROI simulator. This all makes perfect sense. So if you're actually thinking about using lead magnets in your business, then this may help work away. It's on our site. Yeah, it's a PDF and there's a few page breaks, but come on, still looks good. It's not the end of the world. Little summary at the end and a call to action, but yeah, very, very cool. Now that would have taken us a long, long time, and anybody who is interested in generating leads will just, self-qualify. They'll just write themselves there instead of us having to push them there. Now this is the body of the email. If you want to have a quick read, feel free to pause it. I'm not going to read it all out, but the point is, ready to see your conversion leak auditor. It basically chooses which one it thinks would be the best for you. It reads the PDF, and then it obviously says book my 24-hour demo, and then it will take you to our Calendly. So while we're waiting for the lead research report, I will very, very briefly show you the emails that are being sent. First one is quick question about your AI report, and you can pause it and have a little read through there. Basically just saying, did you have a chance to look at it, and following up on it. Second one, that we started building your lead magnet concept, basically trying to push them to booking in for a call. A few companies in this industry recently launched their AI lead magnet system, and they're already seeing a noticeable lift in qualified leads. Obviously, if we haven't built a lead magnet in that industry, we will not approve of it, which is why we have this approval at the beginning, so don't worry. Fourth one is, let's get your demo scheduled before we fill this week's slot. So, book your 24 slot, bit of urgency there. And the last one is just sending another valuable resource to them. So sending them even more value. So a good final note. So obviously I can't show you these in action because there's a day delay in between. So I'm not going to sit here for 5 days. Anyway, it looks like we have received our research report. So let's have a quick look. Okay, so this is the lead intelligence report. And obviously there's this little, HTML string at the top. It isn't as tidy because no clients are receiving it. We're just getting it. So we're not really too bothered about the layout. We just want to make sure that it has information that we can actually use. Lead score at the top here, and then loads of information that I honestly don't even want to scroll down because there's so much information that, I don't even know if I'm comfortable revealing. If you want to find out how you can build the agent to find out all of this information in a few minutes, I've got a tutorial on my channel as well, but I'll just leave it to your imagination. So now I'm going to show you some of the results that we've had since using this system. So a very important precursor is LinkedIn impressions, because that's really like baseline fuel for all of our meetings. This little red line represents roughly the week when we implemented this system, just sort of coming into, you know, mid sort of September, I think it was. So important to note, LinkedIn was broken like June, July sort of time, early August, as you can see, but they've kind of sorted the algorithm out a bit. So this is our Calendly analytics, and we've got nearly, in the last 90 days, nearly 100 meetings. So that's about a meeting a day, which, you know, is pretty good. One high quality meeting a day, you know, is plenty to scale, you know, more than enough for us. And this black line represents when we implemented this system. So the month before implementing this system, which was the 1st of August till the end of August, which was probably the time in, you know, the entire life of the agency where we had the most impressions. I mean, if that's August 21st, then the 30th of August may be somewhere like here to here. So, you know, a lot of impressions we got. And this post, which was August, as you can see, was the most impressions any post has got on my account. And, you know, Thomas, my business partner, has had some that got like 500k impressions. So this is August, okay, lots of impressions, and we only had 31 created events with 28 shows. And since then, we have had much less impressions. I would say only 1, 2, maybe 3 days we've had, you know, over 10k impressions. Obviously this is on my account, but with Thomas's it's pretty similar. He was getting way more impressions back in August, and we've had more events, you know, since September until today, which is October the 24th. Plus, those meetings were pretty much booked automatically. -2 sales reps, way less impressions, and also literally no time wasted. And we've got more meetings and more shows. I think you get the picture, right? Very, very useful. Now, that is the real power of building systems that sell for you. Now, I know a lot of you are probably curious as to how you can get a similar sort of system in your business. Now, the best place to start would be, one, our learning center. There's loads of free resources in here, tutorials, templates. I think there's a couple lead magnet automation templates in here as well that you can come in and grab. Also, maybe the most valuable will actually be this video here, building a client's 5k AI lead generation system live. Or alternatively, you could just have me and my team build it for you. Obviously, the AI lead magnet kit is our agency's core offer. The system that we used at our agency is the system that we implement for loads of different companies, and, you know, all of them are generating high quality leads automatically, and maybe some of them are firing their sales reps. Point is, I decided to use the system that we sell on my own agency, and it's proved to be pretty helpful. But yes, loads of videos on my channel that can help you out to get started on this. So if you don't want to book in and have us build it for you, I wish you all the best in building it yourself. We've got loads of stuff here and in our learning center as well that can help you. If you like this sort of content, business related AI content, then please consider dropping a like and a subscribe. That would be incredibly helpful for me. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.